I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one. Not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. I faced 2 shots in a blunt, then I text you like what's up. I know we said that we was done, but I can never get enough. I hate when push come to shove, because I know you like it rough. You pull up and joy that I bought, that drip like someone get a mop. That drip, you know she got that ooh. Oh wait, no, you fucking thought. That's at a million a minute. She love that feeling when I finish. She ride my stick like it is Quidditch. She tell me she can never quit it. I have my demons do my bidding. I keep my angels in the outfit, so when I swing I never miss. Make one get mixed and it's a hit. She tell me, baby, you the shit. Oh, when X come give me a kiss. She at my door with a tree. I pray my ass don't get shredded.
Should I hit the knock knock or should I hit the bell? Should I hit the landline or should I hit the cell? Oh well, it's lights off when I get there. Drunk off of this liquor, straight shots, no mixer. Potions, elixir, can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way.
I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one. Not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one. Not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. Yeah. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one. Not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. I faced 2 shots in a blunt, then I text you like what's up. I know we said that we was done, but I can never get enough. I hate when push come to shove, because I know you like it rough. You pull up and joy that I bought, that drip like someone get a mop. That drip, you know she got that ooh. Oh wait, no, you fucking thought. That's at a million a minute. She love that feeling when I finish. She ride my stick like it is Quidditch. She tell me she can never quit it. I have my demons do my bidding. I keep my angels in the outfit, so when I swing I never miss. Make one get mixed and it's a hit. She tell me, baby, you the shit. Oh, when X come give me a kiss. She at my door with a tree. I pray my ass don't get shredded.
Should I hit the knock knock or should I hit the bell? Should I hit the landline or should I hit the cell? Oh well, it's lights off when I get there. Drunk off of this liquor, straight shots, no mixer. Potions, elixir, can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way.
I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one. Not sober.
Makes the great catch a bit. What an effort.
Boom, boom. What's up? Good afternoon, everybody. This is Speaking Out Loud. Today is June 8th, 2021, approximately 1 o'clock here in Roswell, New Mexico. It is hot as hell outside. If you haven't been out there, it's probably time to get wet like some buckets that we seen last night from the Phoenix Suns. JB,
Hey, buddy.
along with me, I mean my boy to my left, John Borba. What's happening, JB?
What up?
And also along with me today, Mr. Cheech himself at @1Cheech4 on Twitter. What up, Cheech? How you feeling today, brother?
Amazing. It's a good day.
Hey, hell of a game, hell of games last night. Or actually, hell of one game. The first game seemed to be a bust. But let's recap what happened this weekend, man. There was a joke of an event in a lot of people's eyes. In other people's eyes, it was a robbery. In other people's eyes, it was kind of a genius antic from Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul himself. Guys, from what I saw, it was obviously an event that you really don't set up with friends to come over and barbecue and cook and eat and have a good time and drink a beer. This was the type of event that you go ahead and lay down in bed, rub your girl's hair, go to bed. You know what I mean? And then you
Watch
just
it on
kind of
your phone.
enjoy it.
That's just what you were doing. We were all doing that.
That's the type of event that this was, though. It was really something that nobody really cared about, but you only saw it because there was a possibility that Floyd Mayweather himself might get knocked out. But more than likely, probably not going to happen, which is exactly what happened. So people that bought it, one, are idiots. You should have probably streamed it somewhere.
You deserve to get scammed.
Yeah, exactly. And you
scammed.
didn't get scammed, though, because you kind of knew you were going to order SummerSlam, which is kind of what you got, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I only watched the
True.
Cinco fight, and then I watched the Floyd one. I gave in and watched the Floyd one. I didn't want to watch it, but I gave in, and I was like, I just want to see how embarrassing this is.
Yeah, dude, it was what a joke, man. If anything, Logan obviously won. I mean, the guy got paid. And really all he did as a YouTuber is he created more content for his channel, for himself. He sold himself, which is something that a million other boxers, UFC fighters, anybody that's complaining about getting paid, got to go out there and sell yourself. That's the world we live in. We're in a world where you got to continue to market yourself. If we just sit here like JB, we talk about this all the time. If I'm the only one pushing this damn thing and you ain't, we're only going to get 50% progress. So it's a buy-in thing. You got to sell the product and push it. So we got to keep it moving.
Put your time in, JB.
I know. First of all, I have to figure out how this Facebook thing works, dude, because I try to share our stuff all the time, but it puts me under our page, our main page, like our Speaking Out Loud page. So I don't know. I got some technical difficulty issues on my end that I got to figure out, and then we'll be settled. You
just made an old-ass man comment right there.
Yeah, I know.
All right, but before we get into the NBA chatter, let's talk a little NFL. Okay, there was some big breaking news over the weekend, and also OTA started today. Some people showed up, some people didn't. Everybody's eyes in the world are on the Green Bay Packers. What did we expect? We got exactly what we got. Aaron Rodgers didn't show up for OTAs, and from the reports that I saw from Tom Pelissero on Twitter, is Jordan Love didn't look too great. He missed some pretty open passes there. They had a 2-minute drill that didn't get to the end zone, didn't even get past midfield. So what do you guys think? I mean, I know we talked about this last time. We said we weren't going to bring up the Aaron Rodgers thing, but, I mean, he didn't show up. The Packers have the opportunity to either fine him. I believe it's up to $98,000 for every time he doesn't show up, or they can also give it an excused absences. How do you guys think that Green Bay is going to handle the situation, though?
Well, I think first of all, if Aaron Rodgers is not going to show up to camp because first of all, he knows that Jordan Love is not where he needs to be at this point in his career. Like Jordan Love is not exceeding expectations. He's not looking good out there. Like that just gives Aaron Rodgers even more advantage towards him. Because if Jordan Love's looking good, I guarantee you Aaron Rodgers is out there. But he's not looking good. So this just gives him more of the advantage. I think he's like just proving his point to the organization. Like, you guys need me. I want you guys to just listen to what I have to say. I'm the captain of this team. Like, I run this team. Like, you guys have to respect what I have to say. And like, other than that, like he's just gonna. I don't think he plays this year. I really don't think he plays this year. And I don't think Green Bay is gonna let him go either. I'm sticking to that 100%.
I agree.
They're both calling each other's bluff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because Jordan Love, if Jordan Love was looking good, Aaron Rodgers would be out there. All right, like he's
gone already.
Let's get some competition or something. And Jordan Love is not looking good. So this just gives Aaron Rodgers all the advantage in the world.
Well,
100%.
Julio Jones signing with the Tennessee Titans. That's some big news. JB, how do you feel?
What's that? I like the signing. What that's going to do is alleviate the 7-8 man boxes for Derrick Henry. But at the end of the day, your
100%.
quarterback is still Ryan Tannehill, who I put Ryan Tannehill in that like a little bit below that Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott kind of threshold. I'll put him a little bit below. Like he does have a ceiling. He could get your team to the playoffs, but there's only so much he can do. What I think what benefits them is the deep ball. You're gonna have to roll over coverage to Julio Jones. You're gonna get AJ Brown on the deep ball, which they've been doing already. Derrick Henry is gonna they're a run first team. That's what they are. They're a run first team. You got two great weapons on the outside, and you just got to utilize them smartly. I think Julio Jones is going to turn into like a good possession type of receiver. He's going to get chunks of yardage for you, maybe break off a big play every here and there. I think his touchdowns, because he wasn't scoring touchdowns in Atlanta, I think he's going to score more touchdowns in Tennessee, just in the red zone. Like I think they're just going to use him better. Like you might as well. You got Julio Jones, and everybody's saying this guy's injury prone. Last year was first big season that he's missed. Like he missed 8 games last year. I think he missed 3 games before that in his entire career. So this injury prone nonsense, it just needs to get thrown out the window. Like I think he's going to stay healthy in Tennessee.
The injury prone concept, I think it comes from the fact that every week it's always like a questionable type thing. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Like he's always got some type of lingering injury, so he's always on the injury report. And I think that's where people have it built in that this guy's always hurt. But the guy shows up and balls out every time he is on the field. Cheech, do you? The question here is does Julio Jones make the Titans Super Bowl contenders?
You still gotta play defense. Aren't they like really bad defensively?
Yeah, last year they were on the back end of it. I think somewhere roughly around like the 28th. Yeah. Which I mean he didn't make much of an impact last year. Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you there. The cool thing about the NFL, it's not like the NBA where one person can completely change an organization. You got to play defense. And Julio Jones isn't going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Did they make some moves, the Titans? Yeah, they lost Jadeveon Clowney, but they also brought in Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree's coming off an ACL injury, so we don't know what he's going to look like. But if he is the all-pro guy that he was before, we're going to see an improvement on that Titans defense. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many points you can freaking score. You still have to stop the other team from scoring.
The Cowboys proved that. They're out there scoring all those points, but they couldn't stop nobody.
The 2 teams, Seattle and the Dallas Cowboys, putting up 35 points a game. But if you're giving up 38, you're going to lose every time, right?
Yeah.
JB, do you see this team being Super Bowl contenders, or are you solely leaving it? Are you with us on this as far as the defense?
I don't see them as Super Bowl contenders. I think it helps. Of course, it helps when you get an all-pro wide receiver like that, a superstar caliber receiver. But when have you brought a wide receiver into an organization that changes that organization and all of a sudden they go to the Super Bowl? I don't think that's ever happened. So a wide receiver is like a luxury, automobile. You get it. Take care of it, treat it good. It looks nice out there, do some burnouts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a wide receiver, an all-pro guy like Julio is not going to get you a Super Bowl. Like, they still got a few other issues. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, I just don't see Ryan Tannehill taking that team to a Super Bowl as well, along with that defense. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, you got to put it in Ryan Tannehill's hands. He's got to be the one to beat you. So the last time I think I saw this happen was Randy Moss going to New England. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that was the last time I actually seen someone really make a huge impact like that. And the only difference is that New England was set up defensively, and they were missing that one piece on the offense. Kind of a different situation here. But let's move on, man. So let's go on here. Let's move on to the NBA. Also, just in case nobody knew, Jalen Ramsey swapped his jersey. He's now number 5 for the Los Angeles Rams. So shout out to Jalen Ramsey and all those people that got to buy another jersey. Do your thing. So let's go to the NBA. Dallas Mavericks.
Expensive.
Luka did the best he could to carry that team. To me, there's a lot of fingers to be pointed at the unicorn himself, Mr. Porzingis.
Get him out of there.
There was a quote that came out, and I want to get your guys' reaction. Porzingis frustrated feels more like a afterthought than a co-star. You guys care to react to that?
His name is right in a certain sense. Porzingis. Because he sucks. He is trash.
I just don't think they use him right. Like we saw what he was doing in New York before he got hurt when he was kind of like the main guy over there. But I think right now they need another superstar in Dallas. He needs to be a third option. You know, he'll be a great third option. You know, but I just don't think they're using him right. Kinda, I don't know. And there's also like they're just a young team. They're a young team.
I said this, and it's the same thing I say about Kemba. Kemba is the best player on the Hornets. That don't mean anything. Being the best player on a bad Knicks team does not mean anything either. So that's how I look. I remember when they traded for Porzingis, I told a couple of my friends that I was living with here in Albuquerque, I was like, I don't think it's gonna work. I never thought it was gonna work.
The worst part is the guy's getting money. Like he's getting banked. He's getting top tier cash money. So my only thing is I understand that he doesn't feel like he's the co-star or maybe he feels like the third wheel. There's a sense where you have to feel like you need to buy in to this team because this team is. I mean, Tim Hardaway is their second best player, and whose fault is that? Tim Hardaway's the one making buckets. So Porzingis, look yourself in the goddamn mirror, have some self-awareness, and perform. Ball out. Stop complaining and pointing the goddamn finger. You're a big guy. Get down the post. The guy wants to be in. I mean, this is the same shit that the Laker fans are pointing at Anthony Davis. You're not a goddamn number 2. You're so goddamn big. Be a legitimate stretch 4, or if anything, be a 5. Why not? There's not that many big 5. There's not very many 5 men. The 5 spot that are as dominant as people like Joel Embiid or Jokic himself. Even Jokic slides down to the 4 sometimes, but they use him. I mean, they use him right, and I just think Porzingis is so soft. But Porzingis is soft though.
You know, did you see that play where it was like a 2-point game and they like a 3-on-1 fast break and Porzingis is bringing the ball up and he just shoots a 3 from like 3 feet behind the 3-point line. Well, why? For what?
That's the IQ. That's the IQ. That's just a big man trying to be a guard. Like, get your shit together. Go dunk the ball. It's going to be a momentum shift regardless. And allow Luka to be Luka. Let him be the king of that team because he is. There's no point trying to argue it. There's no point trying to argue. I'm disappointed in Porzingis. I hope they get his ass out of Dallas because Dallas doesn't need that type of energy.
They need to help Luka.
Go ahead and bring in somebody. Yeah. Go ahead and bring in somebody.
Luka's too good to be losing in the first round.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw this up in the comment. I'm going to throw this up here. We got the Suns versus Nuggets. I would like you guys to have a wager for the show. So down here, what should Borba and Cheech bet for the Nuggets Sun series? Comment your suggestions. Let's leave it open to about anything, right? Anything that's not life-threatening. No cash value. Let's just leave it to something. Borba eats like bull testicles or something along those lines, or like Cheech has to eat some mayonnaise, something. Let's make it interesting, and we'll have it on the show. I'll let so everybody can see. So we'll go. I'm just throwing the idea out there. We'll wait to the end of the show to actually make a bet, so that way we can allow some people to comment a bet for you guys. So anything gross that you guys want to see one of these guys do, let us know so we can get it done. Yeah, are you guys down?
I'm with it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, that's it. You guys sound pretty confident about this. So let's go ahead and get into it about last night, huh? Suns versus Nuggets. The Nuggets looked like they couldn't find the goddamn basket. And on the other side of the Suns, it was an ocean. Everything was falling in. The crossovers were looking pretty. Chris Paul was dancing. Nobody wanted to dance with Chris Paul last night. I'll tell you that right now. So, Cheech, I'm going to lead this off with you, man. How good do you feel going into game 2? And then did you see anything that the Suns need to do differently from game 1?
I feel great going into game 2. And what I was thinking last night, I was like, we went 8-0 in the bubble, and that team in the bubble, they all gelled together. All learned how to play with each other, and the chemistry is crazy. And then you add Chris Paul, who's the top 3 playmaker, floor general in the league to that team with veteran leadership. You saw what he did with OKC last year. You add him to this team, it's perfect. I think they did what I think they need to do is let MPJ and Jokic do whatever, but make the other people around them beat you. And if they can do that, they have this series. I mean, from a minute and 44 in the third quarter, Jokic didn't score a single point or get another rebound. So I think they did a great job with Jokic. We're not going to hold them all series. I think the series goes 7 or 6. That's my prediction. Suns winning.
I like that. My thing is I always think that the Suns, as long as they keep the game within distance, they'll be able to pull away because they got a closer on that team in Chris Paul that I've hated on for a long time. I don't know why I threw shade towards Chris Paul. It was kind of a situation where me and Cameron Cannon, he just sucks off Chris Paul, and I love me some Steph Curry. So we always kind of had that disagreement. So I always kind of pushed back on Chris Paul. But now that I'm just sitting and watching him display,
he looks healthy.
I mean, the guy's mentality, the guy's footwork, the way he just controls the game at his own pace. If you want to dance, baby, let's dance. I like Chris Paul here. And Borba, you can add on to this here. I just feel like we're finally seeing the effect of not having Jamal Murray. So going off of that, JB, let's go ahead and talk about what you saw from the Nuggets and what you're expecting in Game 2.
That's exactly what I was going to lead off with. I think there's the Jamal Murray, another guy that can score the ball and control the game.
Finally caught up.
I think we're starting to see that. But also, I think last night was a lot of defensive breakdown. And I've watched a lot of Nuggets games this year, and I've seen, late towards the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, this team just collapses. Like, I don't know if it's a mental thing or what. It's the first time I've seen it in the playoffs. It kind of happened in Game 1 against Portland, but I'm pretty sure they still got a win. They still won Game 1. But I've seen this happen at least 4 or 5 times during the regular season. And I think at this point it's a mental thing. It's a lot of, and where it starts is the defensive breakdowns. We had a lot of defensive breakdowns early in that game. You saw confusion when Chris Paul hit that 3 at the top of the 3-point line. I mean, there's a lot of confusion throughout the game. And when it's not corrected in that second half, I mean, you just saw Mikal Bridges hitting in the corner. Like we allowed 8 and 1s that game. You're not gonna beat a team if you allow 8 and 1s in the game. And
you can't
when you see guys
breakdowns against Chris Paul either.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where I see the most. That's how we have to improve for the rest of the series is our defense. We got to be able to communicate. We can't break down. We can't allow corner threes because I noticed. I can say the same thing about the Mavericks-Clippers game. The Mavericks let that game get away. I don't know if you guys saw that game at the end. They were just splashing corner threes like in that fourth quarter. And that's just I think that's all defensive breakdown, not communicating when the ball's getting swung from one side to the other. That's defensive breakdown. And the Nuggets, they have to communicate defensive-wise if they want to make an impact on the game. Let your defense make plays for your offense. That's where it starts. And the way that the Suns are playing defense on Jokic and all those other guys is perfect. I think for the rest of the series, put Ayton on Jokic, play one-on-one, let Jokic get other guys involved. Like that's what they're not allowing Jokic to do is get other guys involved because they're manning up everybody else. They're not helping. They're not double teaming. So Jokic, they're making him a scorer, which he could score, but I mean he's gonna not win every possession. So they're playing him. I think they're playing him the best that they can play him. And so what does that mean? MPJ, you got to step up. You got to not only from the catch and shoot standpoint, you got to be able to create your own shot off the dribble. We saw a little bit of that last night, but he's got to try to take over games. He's still a young guy, but there's a lot of pressure on him. I do like what Campazzo and Monte Morris bring in the guard position because Campazzo's everywhere defensive wise, and he can kind of control the pace. Yeah, he's a poor man's at this point offensive wise. Like he's a poor man's Chris Paul. Like he could kind of facilitate as well. So that's good. He's not much of a scorer.
That little guy at the gym, bro. The little guy at the gym that has a team with his homies, and he's annoying. He's annoying.
Did you just call him the factory to you, Chris Paul? The disrespect.
In a sense, yeah. I mean, he could read the floor really, really good. Come on, he can read the floor really, really good. He can kind of control the game. He knows his role. That's all I'm saying. He knows his role and he can play offense. He can facilitate.
He's no Jamal Murray, but Cheech.
No, that's what we're missing the most.
I don't. If you guys watched at the end of the game, whenever when they interviewed Chris Paul, he was just talking about how he's excited about how this team is finally being put on a platform where they can display their abilities. It's kind of crazy because Bridges is kind of coming into his own form. It seems like he's got the confidence to really, like, in his eyes, I feel like he thinks he's the number 2. You know what I mean? And Chris Paul, the difference between Chris Paul and a lot of people is that Chris Paul's okay being the number 3 or the number 4 as long as his team wins. That's what I like about the Suns. So whenever you're talking about them coming in as a whole, I really feel that energy from them at watching them play. And JB, to push back on you on Michael Porter Jr., the guy put the spotlight on himself. If you don't remember last year, he was talking about how everything is ran through Jamal Murray. Give me the ball. I can run it too. Well, here's your chance, my guy.
This is literally your chance.
So yeah. I get the whole. He's young. He's barely coming in. Blah blah blah.
But he's asking
That's
for the
cool.
smoke.
That's cool and shit. Exactly.
He wanted it last year, didn't he? Wasn't he complaining about it last year?
That's what I'm saying. In the bubble,
he was complaining
said
during the season. Yeah.
Jamal Murray's gone. Your contract. I mean, you're basically playing for your contract here in the next year or two. Right now is your time to establish it because the West is wide open. The West is legitimately wide open.
It's going to be open for the next 4 or 5 years. Like these two teams can be really good. They can be at the top of the West for a few years to come. Because you think about it, Paul George is getting old. LeBron's not going to be in the league very long. Anthony Davis is injury prone. What other teams do you see in the West that's going to really, be able to compete? I see Suns. You got Utah's a young team, and you got Denver. I see those teams. They can run the tables for a few years now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I think Michael Porter Jr. is playing for his spot in the Denver Nuggets organization as we speak. If you're going to trade anybody from this team to bring a superstar, it's going to be Michael Porter Jr. is going to be in that package because you want Jamal Murray and Jokic, and you want one more stud to come on over to Denver. I'm telling you right now, if Michael Porter Jr. does not ball out, it's time to go.
Yeah. Give us Bradley Beal.
Hey.
Bradley Beal? That'd be nice. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess, Borba's right, though, about the Lakers, if they don't go get Dame, Steph, or something, they're done. We'll never see them win a championship as long as LeBron's there, I think.
The Lakers are done?
Yeah, they need more help.
I think so.
They need more
help. They need somebody. That team
LeBron
sucks.
stinks? Is that what you just said?
No, I said that team stinks.
I think LeBron is definitely declining. He's not a scorer like how he used to be a scorer. He's more of a facilitator. We could have saw him try to take over a little bit more, I think, against the Suns, especially in that last game that they played. I mean, he was 80%, I'd say. He was injury prone. He was injury, with that high ankle sprain, but he's got a whole offseason to get healthy, and then we'll see where it goes next year. But I don't think he's that dominant scorer is going to give you 35, try to carry a team on his shoulders, all that kind of stuff. One more thing about the
Laker fans are hiding.
No.
Where are they at?
Yeah. The thing about and one more thing to talk about the Suns and Nuggets.
Oh, I hate LeBron.
I do like the Aaron Gordon versus Devin Booker matchup. I like when Aaron Gordon goes after Devin Booker, and I like when Aaron Gordon's matched up on Devin Booker. So that's going to be interesting to play out the rest of the series because Aaron Gordon played really good defense on Devin Booker. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that was a fill-out game.
He locked him up.
That was a fill-out game.
Yeah, that is a fill-out game for both teams. We just let it get away from us. A lot of defensive breakdowns, corner threes. We got to find a way to stop Mikal Bridges, from just getting the ball wide open and shooting it because, we didn't account for him half that game. He had his best game all playoffs. So we got to take account for their shooters.
Yeah, the adjustment's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah. It's a young, both teams are so young.
The river switch on both.
What was that?
Yeah, well, you got to.
Because that's fucking.
You got to run a high pick
every
and roll.
Time. That's a bucket every time. On Austin
Rivers,
that's
Gordon.
A bucket every time.
On Austin Rivers, yeah. Get that switch.
He's eating Austin Rivers every time.
They're going to have to find a solution to that.
All right, man, let's move on. Let's talk about this goddamn bust of a series that we got in the East. You got the Nets versus the goddamn Bucks. The Bucks look like deer in headlights right now. They don't look like they know what to do. All over Twitter, all over the internet. All I'm reading is that Giannis is a fluke. Is this true? What What's going on,
Dude,
Borba
Giannis-
out there in Milwaukee? Dude, we got the
I just think
busted
this team.
Bucks.
We talk about regular season great teams. I think this is a regular season great team, and until they bring in another complete superstar who can help Giannis, like Giannis is more of a one-dimensional player. He's great at what he does, but he can't do much. He can't do much else. And what they do is so predictable. They run a high pick and roll. Every time you run a high pick and roll and Giannis has the ball, what does he want to do? He wants to drive it. He's not a shooter like that. So it
just forms
becomes
a
too
wall.
predictable. Yeah, it becomes too predictable for the defense, especially in the playoffs. It's a different game. I mean, your second best player is probably Chris Middleton as a scorer. He's good, don't get me wrong, but he's not somebody who's going to carry your team to a win every single night. And what's the downfall of the Bucks right now? They're not really playing their game. They're trying to shoot all these 3-pointers, trying to become a 3-point shooting team, when that's not really their game. They're more smash mouth, physical, beat you in the paint
like the
type
Lakers.
of team. And they let the defense win the game for you. They're not playing good defense. Defense in basketball, defense always creates offense. So that's not what they're doing. They got to stop the Nets. The Nets are shooting 21 of 42 from 3-point. They're shooting literally 50%. While Bucks last game shot 8 of 27. I mean, you're getting outscored by 20-some points. In this case, 40 points. So I mean, you gotta play your game. You gotta slow down. You gotta play better defense. That's what it comes down to. Like, this team can match up defensively against the Nets, but what the thing is what Kevin Durant had 32 points. I think Kyrie had 22 or 25, something like that. I don't know, about
Ridiculous.
55 points combined together, and they still scored 125. So what does that tell me? That other guys are getting involved, and it's too easy for the other guys as well.
Blake.
So I mean, and Blake Griffin's going off, had a hell of a game. Game 1, 18 points, made 4 3-pointers. And every time he's matched up on Giannis, every time he's matched up on Giannis cannot score on Blake Griffin. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect matchup. Blake Griffin could stand up Giannis and force him to have a hell of a time even scoring the ball. So this is over. I don't see what adjustments can you do as a Bucks as Budenholzer? What are you gonna what adjustments can you make at this point? But
I think that the Bucks are also in a situation where, where you pointed out. I mean, the Nets are just shooting lights out. Kevin Durant's shooting 50% from the 3-point line. Like that's insane. He's having his career numbers here, and we're also talking about the best player in the NBA right now, and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he is.
Let's be real here. But
He's
what I think the Bucks have to make an adjustment, obviously. But they went out and got Drew Holiday for a goddamn reason. And where is
Eric Bledsoe was a problem? They said Eric Bledsoe was a problem.
Where's Drew Holiday? The guy that said he was the guy that was supposed to handle Kyrie Irving. And don't get me wrong, Kyrie Irving is going to get his buckets. He's going to get his points. Yeah. But you have to be able to stay in front of him and not allow him to shoot these open jumpers. I think, to me, this game, Giannis he's not Kevin Durant. He's not LeBron James. He's not the superstar that everybody thought he was. But it's just because he can't shoot. But why, like you said, why are they running a pick and roll through Giannis? Let Drew Holiday facilitate that offense.
Drew Holiday be a shooter or a driver. Let Chris Middleton be a shooter or a driver.
Why'd you bring him in?
Have Giannis set the pick and have him roll.
Exactly. Do something, dude.
They are
be more creative on offense. Be more creative on offense.
The Nets killed them, and they're mounted in the Barclays Center like a deer. Put these games on ESPN 3. Nobody wants to watch this.
ESPN 3.
Put these games
on ESPN the Ocho.
The Ocho. Nobody wants to watch this. Just let them play at the Godfrey Center and finish the series there, and just go to the next round.
Let's just go to the next round.
Nobody cares.
Bucks and Nets will be streamed on Speaking Out Loud going forward.
On Triller.
Yeah, dude.
on Triller.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Shit, man. Dude, honestly, I feel bad for the Bucks, and I feel bad for Giannis, because I think if they're in Atlanta, or if they're playing on the other side with the Sixers with the not 100% Joel Embiid, I think we're seeing a complete different situation.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. It doesn't matter.
Let's be real.
Nets anyways. They're going to meet the Nets anyways. Still get blown out.
But we're not having the same conversation shitting on Giannis as much. What I'm saying is, let's be real. It doesn't matter who lands in Brooklyn. They're getting spanked.
Yeah.
They're getting spanked. It's time to change the diaper for the Milwaukee
James Harden
Bucks.
doesn't even need to play. James Harden probably don't need to play till the finals, dude. Let him heal up, dude. Just let him heal up.
You let him
Does he
go
need
to
to
his
play
strip
at all?
clubs and chill out. And just,
Yeah, it's
he'll be at Club Lift.
the
Let
time
him
of his
stay.
life.
Yeah, he'll be at what is that, Magic City on Monday, and let him just stay there.
Until
Stay there
fucking
for the
Phoenix comes into town.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see Phoenix and the Nets so bad. I would prefer the Bucks going to the finals, but let's be real. The Nets are going. The Nets are going. That's 100%. That's a given. Put your money on it. Stamp that shit. But I would love to see Phoenix get in there because I'd love to. One, I'd like to see Chris Paul get in the championship game. And two, I'd love to see that Chris Paul matchup with Kyrie Irving. Because Kyrie, the one thing I think you could do is get in Kyrie's head. And Chris Paul's that guy to do it.
Chris Paul.
Also, same thing with Kevin Durant. Devin Booker's been running that mouth a little bit, which is a good thing as long as you're showing up. But Devin Booker talking shit to Kevin Durant, who doesn't want to fucking see that? Let's be real. Come on, man.
Hey, and Mike Hill's lanky enough to guard KD too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mike Hill's
for sure. I mean,
lanky enough
KD's
to bother
gonna,
it. I mean, KD's still gonna get his, but he's
yeah,
lanky
KD's
enough
gonna
to
go
bother
his.
a couple of shots. You know what I mean?
All right, guys. Let's end it with this here. UFC 263, Israel Adesanya against Vettori, the Irishman himself. Not the Irishman, I'm sorry, the Italian man himself. This is a stacked-ass card from what I'm looking at, man. You also got in the co-main event, you got Figueiredo. I hope I said that correctly, against Brandon Moreno, El Mexicano. So shout out to him, man. I hope he gets that belt. Also, you got Leon Edwards against the gangster, Nate Diaz. How you feel, Cheech? I know you're a UFC guy a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're probably a Nate Diaz fan because you live in Albuquerque.
I like Nate, but I think Leon. Leon's really good. Isn't he top number 3 in the?
Yeah, he's gonna
division?
smack him in the mouth.
Yeah, I think he's gonna beat Nate. I think Nate's always just gonna be the guy to bring in the viewers. It's like Jorge, Connor. They're gonna bring in the viewers or whatever. Nate's gonna get his couple slaps in and little middle fingers probably, but I think Leon ends up winning that fight.
Nate Diaz is the Logan Paul to this fight. He shouldn't be in the ring with him. He's got no chance whatsoever.
Guess,
Leon Edwards is gonna smack him in the mouth, and I like Nate Diaz. If I could ever get Nate Diaz on here, I would love it. But Leon Edwards is going to smack him in the mouth. There's a reason that the odds are set at what they're set. I mean, there's a reason that Leon Edwards is a minus 400. And the only reason that Nate Diaz has a chance is because of his name. That's the only reason he's getting these top caliber fights is because, like you said, he brings in the views. He brings in the views. That's it. And look at Connor's not looking very good. But shout out to him and his proper 12. I like that shit. But let's be real. Leon's going to smack him in the mouth. In the co-main event, I got Moreno. That one's more of a –
that's biased.
He's Mexican. I like him. Yeah. He's a scrapper. So he's probably going to lose just going based off of their first fight. He kind of got, he was getting tagged up real early. He got a couple of nice shots and there was a good scrap, but I don't know if he can edge it out. And in the main event, I think it's one of those situations where Israel Adesanya is being overlooked. I mean, he just got his first loss. You got to think the guy's getting humble. Jan could barely get him down. And he was almost 20, 30 pounds heavier than him.
Yeah.
So for him to go up in weight and not even make weight, the guy weighed in, I believe, at like 195. He was fighting at 205. So Jan was probably walking around at like 230, 235. And Israel held his own. So to think that another wrestler is going to take Izzy down and be effective on the ground with it, I just don't see it happen.
Fight because they don't got nobody else for him to fight.
Yeah, well, they fought before. And it was a
close,
split decision. Yeah, it was basically kind of like a hugging match. He took him down and just kind of stayed on him. Yeah. When they were on the feet, Israel was tagging him up. I think we kind of see something like that again. Israel by KO in the 3rd round. So, all right, man, y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on?
Suns and 6.
All right, let's get this bet. What's up? What's this bet gonna be?
Go ahead, Borba. You pick, bro.
I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
We'll talk about
You're
it.
You're gonna have to post it and then let people comment on it.
Yeah,
okay.
Make a poll. Like you think of something and just make like an Instagram poll.
What should they do? All
right,
sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good, man. All right, man. This show is Speaking Out Loud. With me is at John _A_ Borba and Mr. at 1 Cheech Ford. Good game tonight, man. Good luck to you guys, and let's see what happens. Cheers.
Later.
Later.